Recently, I did a book talk and signing at Sunriver Books for my new Natural Thorn Killer, the first in my Rose City Mysteries, and I invited Wild Poppy Florist to join me. I hope that you'll enjoy this interview that I did, as well as learn some new tips and tricks.
Okay, hi, I'm Charla, and we opened Wild Poppy Florist in the business park. My mom was a florist, and so she taught me everything I've known. Mostly did weddings in Central Oregon for about 8 years. Brides and brides' mothers started to really go, oh, it's just like, oh. So I kind of took a break from that for a little while. Went into makeup art, and then...
Because she could murder one of them.
I could. It was not the bridezillas you hear about. Sometimes it was bridezilla's moms. And I was like, they'd call me at midnight, and I worked from home, so I was like, oh gosh. So I took a break, and then I've always, my passion's with flowers, so did it in Teton Valley, Idaho, and came back here, and a really good friend of mine who I did her wedding in July, actually, and we went through Three Rivers together with my oldest and her oldest. She said, hey, you want a partner? Because she knew I was looking for a place, so now it's Paula and I, and we're both at Wild Poppy, and we love flowers and making people happy, and murder mysteries and books, and
yes. You're going to demonstrate how to put an arrangement together.
Sure.
And what I love is Wild Poppy's aesthetic totally matches my vision of Aline and Britta in the book.
Oh, cool.
And while you're working, I thought I can pepper you with some mysterious questions.
Sure, that sounds great.
Right. Tell us briefly what you're doing when you're like starting the process of putting together a bouquet.
Okay. Well, already I filled it with water and a little bit of solution before I came, which helps it last longer. So I'm just right now I'm greening it. I usually have coolers full of stuff, so I just brought a little selection of stuff. But normally you'd put different types of greenery in, and then I used to always use a knife up until 2 years ago, and I almost lopped off my whole finger, so I switched to clippers. My husband said, you're no longer going to be a knife florist. So just greening it first. Start with the greenery. You make your frog. It's called your frog. So it's kind of the base of how you're going to want your arrangement to stand up. So that's just how you start.
What's the craziest request you've ever gotten from a customer?
Actually, I've gotten a crazy request for Daisy. Crazy black roses that they wanted delivered to their ex-wife.
So when I was doing my research, I was asking about, like how you make arrangements last so that you don't, deliver something like this and it's wilting tomorrow. So what do you do in the real world to...
Well, in the real world, you add the floral solution to the water. Well, first you process the stems, right? You, as soon as you get them, you cut them and get them immediately in water. And we actually use something that it's like a quick dip. You cut them, you put them in, and it has an oxygen intake system. So you just do it for 1 second, opens up the stem's molecular system, then you put them into Floral Life, so it keeps them fresher longer. So it's that 2-step. Then they go in the cooler. It's a lot of work. It looks like you just play flowers, but no, it's actually really hard work. But then after that, once you do the flowers, you do take off any foliage usually that's going to be down below the water, which I see one I'm gonna have to pull, but that helps them stay fresher longer. And then when I'm done, I spray them with, this is a fresher, it's not just water, I have a floral preservative in there that keeps them from shedding.
But in the book, Britta and Aline are just a 2-person team. They're in the shop together, they are, opening the doors for anyone coming in, they're doing custom arrangements, sometimes they're doing deliveries themselves. Is that even reality?
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And we pulled up Paula's mom yesterday because we were so busy. And so she went, because we delivered Little Pine and Bend and Sunriver and Three Rivers. I think we had 15 deliveries yesterday. And we had all these graduation arrangements and lays and so yeah. But normally it's us. It's a 2-person show. We have no employees.
That's a lot of
But we have weddings coming up. And we've got some at, Crosswater and the Great Hall and Tetherow and these big weddings. So I will be pulling all my friends that worked for me for 7 years here. Then I'm going to be like, remember when you helped me set up weddings? And then I'm going to bring in my husband because he likes to climb ladders. So he'll be helping me at the arch like he always used to. And pretty much all my good friends will come and help me set them up. I'll do all the design work, but they'll come help.
I love it.
Okay, now as you're building out, we started with the frog and the green. What's next when you're kind of...
Well, then you kind of put your line flowers, which is the height. So you want to set your height where you want it to be. So I'm setting something not too crazy high, but you set whatever height you want, and then you build around from that. And then you want, after your height, your focal flower, which I'm doing it backwards. Now, this I don't teach classes normally, so let's make sure it's looking okay from your guys' angle, because from my angle, I'm looking at it from the back.
Okay, if someone was coming into the shop for the first time, what would you suggest that they get?
For flowers? I would suggest that they get a bright and cheerful mixed bouquet of whatever's in season.
And as a florist, do you love it if somebody comes in and says, just do whatever you want? Or are you like, oh.
No, I love it. That's
Yeah.
my favorite way. So if they say, just make me something I really like, and then it's like, oh, cool. Then I can do something like this.
Yeah.
Or if they say, I want this, 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 and that's fine too, which I do all the time too. That it's, you're limited on your, your design. And honestly, this is a tip for all of you. If you call a florist and you say, rather than you want that FTD, which we do FTD wire outs for people that want to wire out, because a lot of people have people to wire to. I don't like to do them as much, but we do FTD too. But they take so much of your money. But anyways, if you want a really good value for your money, you call the flower shop directly. And you instead of going through a wire service, and you say, make something really fantastic. I personally will have more fun, and I will put way more flowers in there than if I'm following a picture. If someone says, all right, designer's choice, do something really pretty this is my price point I want to spend, then I'm going to be like, oh, cool, and then I'll just keep adding and adding and adding. So it's best for you guys if you do that.
Okay, we're gonna move into the rapid fire section now. So this is, you answer the first thing that comes to mind, okay? I know, I think you should feel pressure because,
I do.
yeah.
I feel pressure like really bad right now.
These are intense questions.
I know, I can feel very looking.
Okay, what's the best spot in a flower shop to hide the evidence?
In the cooler in the bottom of the bucket.
She thought of that fast.
Yes, yes.
Okay, who would be your dream celebrity to design a bouquet for?
Oh, gosh. Isn't that terrible? I'm supposed to first thing my mind. What came to my mind?
Meghan Merkel?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. That would be a good one.
Queen's flowers.
I'm trying to
Duchess.
think. Yeah, Duchess would be great. Gosh. Isn't that terrible that I'm not thinking of like a favorite celebrity right now?
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
somebody comes to Sunriver. Celebrities do come. We know
Harrison
that.
Ford.
Oh, well.
Can I pick a guy? I am
Yeah.
married, but I have a thing for Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
That's a celebrity thing. Like, he came to my mind a couple times. I'm like, can I say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Harrison Ford. I'd like to design some arrangement for him.
This might be like asking a favorite child question, but what's your favorite flower?
Peonies.
Peonies. Oh.
Favorite one?
Murder weapon of choice.
I want to hear it. I've got a stem cutter in the shop. It is a big. It'll cut through all these like woody stems in one swipe. It's really sharp.
What's the deadliest flower?
Oh, I don't know. I'd say the deadliest for me is a certain kind of a thistle that I get later in the year that when I touch it, it goes up my arms. I get red bumps.
Ooh, okay.
So that one's pretty deadly.
Flowers pair perfectly with?
Wine.
It's so funny. I didn't even set that up.
Wine.
It's kind of a good segue into the fact that the shop that Britta and Aline run also have wine. And you might ask why. But in all the research I did in talking to florists, I would say like, okay, if you were going to have anything else in your shop with flowers, what would it be? And every single one of them answered wine.
Yeah.
You're doing well so far, so.
Good.
I'm glad you don't feel too much pressure. This is a hard-hitting question though. Book or movie?
Book.
Oh, okay. Phew.
For sure the book.
What color flower would you suggest someone send if they wanted to express love?
Red.
Red.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
The best thing about being a floral artist is?
My customers, they're so fun. Like, it's a pretty happy place. I mean, you have sad moments. People come to the flower shop when they're sad, but then you get an opportunity to encourage them and to share with them and sometimes counsel them and become their friend. So, but for the most part, it's happy. Yeah, definitely the customers.
Except when there's murder. Sometimes there's murder.
And bride's moms sometimes, and it's all right. They are usually paying me, so I have to be nice to them, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you finish. Oh,
Okay.
Actually, how do you know when it's finished? Or do you
It's
ever
never
know?
finished.
Yeah.
I'll just keep adding.
That's beautiful.
Well, thank you.
I know. Yay.